You gotta watch the Neil deGrasse Tyson response to Terrence Howard.
So this is Terrence Howard attempting to reinvent mathematics and physics. A little backstory.
Successfully, too, by the way.
I took initial interest in Terrence.
Let's see what the comments are saying now. Because when this initially came out, all the comments were like, man, Terrence Howard is a fucking genius. Man, Terrence Howard really gets it. I didn't realize he was so intelligent. Meanwhile, he's actually just talking about gobbledygook. 1 times 1 equals 2. I've reinvented sacred geometry with a hydrogen proton. Selling drones to Uganda based on the hydrogen proton geometry, which the drones don't exist. Okay. Now the comments have flipped. They turned on him. I still remember the day, well actually the 3 or 4 days after this episode came out, people were like, man, Terrence Howard is so fucking smart, look at what he said and look at what he did. And all the comments were on his side and shit about like, damn, so deep. I knew we couldn't trust math. But Charlie, he invented virtual reality, check out his patent. Oh, I know. Not only did he invent virtual reality, he invented the very fucking dimension in which we inhabit while he was still in his mother's womb. Did you know he has memories from the womb? I know. He's just built so different. Would you debate Terrence Howard on his math? Sure. I feel like anyone would be more than willing to. But I also feel like if someone's going to debate Terrence Howard, it shouldn't be me. Because that would immediately bring Terrence Howard, that was supposed to be the guy reinventing math, down to the level of just a fucking goober streamer content creator. That's who I'll debate, that guy. I'll display my math prowess against that guy. No, not actual mathematicians, please, God, no. But I'd be more than willing to. It is completely indefensible with 1 times 1 equals 2. The only way he gets away with that is by spamming buzzwords that actual Neanderthals think mean something. No matter what you do, no matter what you say, no matter what, you can never show that 1 times 1 equals 2. But you can always show that 1 times 1 equals 1. It's the easiest demonstration ever. And the only way Terrence Howard weasels his way out of it every time is just with nonsense quantum buzzwords. If you debated him, you should just out-buzzword him. Oh, I'd be dropping so many buzzwords on him just to, like, throw him in, like, some kind of fucking stun lock. Mr. Howard, please stop bloviating. It's like you haven't even considered the Bose-Einstein paradox. As, of course, you know this is elementary. And he'd be like, Bose-Einstein? Higgs boson? Action Bronson believes in Terrence Howard. Oh my god. Wait, is it a joke?
What in the actual fuck?
First of all,
I understand it though.
I kind of understand
it. I understand.
I mean, it made sense.
To me, he's making me believe.
He's way too smart to just be making everything up. Like, there's no way he just make
this fucking genius. You can't just make up 1 times 1 equals 2. That's... you can't do it. That's... inconceivable.
He's a lunatic. Like, I've heard people say...
You can't just come up on that. You
he's
can't
making
just...
things... I'm like, I don't think that's correct. He knows too much. No. So,
I like how Joe Rogan immediately believes that Terrence Howard remembers being in his mother's womb and waving at his hand. He named his hand in his mom's womb before he had any concept of words or anything. In pitch darkness, he named his fucking hand and called it his friend in his mom's womb. He knows so much.
Terrence Howard has to sit down with someone who's an academic, someone who's got a PhD.
Like Joe Rogan or Action Bronson.
And they can have a discussion, and you can see what he really knows and just what he can say to me, right? To me, it all makes sense, but I'm a moron.
No, you're
not.
Super true. Super true. Physicist, someone who actually can understand what these computations mean and what he's trying to say about 1 plus 1.
Oh, you're asking hard questions, OMG.
By 1
That's multiplication now.
No
it's scary.
Mathematics. Yeah. Everything is bullshit. I believe that.
Brother, what you're talking into is the result of mathematics, Action Bronson. It's all bullshit. Math's not real.
I wasn't good in algebra.
No shit.
I see it more in a linear way. Not a linear way, a different way than him. like more similarly to him.
Right. Well, I would imagine
Wrong,
that
then.
there's probably more to all these things.
Those fucking
Even
toys
our
he made, the
mathematics.
figures.
Even our mathematics, like, as brilliant as the people are.
I've never actually listened to Action Bronson speak or anything. Is this guy just actually a fucking imbecile? Or is this a joke? Is he playing a character? I'm getting half chat saying he's trolling and the other half are saying no, he's actually just really fucking dumb. I just don't know enough about Action Bronson as a person.
Yeah, he's a great actor, but it's just because he's so smart. And then he's talking about how the periodic table's all fucked up, and this is what's you're like, wait a minute, what are you doing? How can you do this?
I understand.
How can you do this? Joe Rogan, I'll do it right now. Periodic table's wrong. I did it. That's how he does it. That's a secret. That's how. This is unbelievable. I don't know enough about Action Bronson to know whether or not he's being genuine here or if he's just playing like the buffoon. But Joe Rogan is so hook, line, and sinker on like the actual fucking stupid pill here. It's crazy. Or Terrence could be the greatest con man. To a certain extent, he's trying his best to scam Uganda with his hydrogen proton new geometry drones that'll protect Uganda and improve their agriculture, which don't exist and never will exist. The fucking hydrogen proton geometry drones. So he's scamming in that regard. But other than that, he's just being a fucking moron on the biggest stage ever. And that's about it.
I feel what he's saying.
He's a membership Harrison.
Like, stop trying to uncover shit. Just all these little micro fucking bullshits.
What do you mean?
Like I said, I'm a fucking idiot. I'm trying to regurgitate what I heard. Like, as far as all the elements in between.
Yeah.
Like, why are they there? When they're just...
You and I will never explain this in a way that's not hugely frustrating to anybody who really knows it.
Remember.
It's not even frustrating. It's just kind of sad. It's just like actually kind of sad. Like, it's hard to even be frustrated. It's just sad. Like, it's just legitimately sad. Listening to this guy fucking fumble through like he had peanut butter in his mouth about the elements in between and the micros and then openly admit like he's just trying to regurgitate something that he heard. It's just sad. It's not even frustrating. I don't know, man. I guess one thing I don't understand. So both of them are very open about being stupid. So Action Bronson's like, I'm an idiot, so I'm just trying to repeat what I heard once. Why wouldn't you just repeat the thing that you've heard that actually has results? So the math that you've heard, 1 × 1 = 1. Why wouldn't that be what you repeat? When you are literally the product of that math. You would have died way before you hit this age if math was never to this level. You would have died of some kind of infection. You would have died trying to like finger your butt in the wrong part of the jungle and got eaten alive. You wouldn't have made it without math. So why wouldn't you be regurgitating that math that is keeping you alive and allowing you to have a career? I don't get it. I don't know why they would gravitate towards actually this math that has nothing to show for it, not a single invention, not a single basis in reality, not a single physical thing to show for it. That's the one I'm going to repeat. I just don't get it. I don't know how you gravitate to that. The least obvious psyop. Do you think? I don't know. I don't know if it's a psyop or not. It's like I know that word gets tossed around like so many other buzzwords, but there is a chance. Like I do think in this case there is a chance to keep people stupid because it is legitimately just easier to control stupid people, 100%. So if you just have people like Action Bronson, Joe Rogan, Terrence Howard being like 1 × 1 = 2, don't trust math, and here's the hydrogen proton geometry, also 0's not real. Like if you have people start believing in that, they become so much easier to control. So it could be a psyop. But I also think it's just equally likely that these dumb fucking people just really love the idea of feeling special and smart, so they just latch onto it.
I don't even remember what I'm trying to say, but you know.
Yeah.
The
way he was explaining how everything's connected.
Exactly.
Yeah, and the entire, the whole scale of it. And the way he was showing it like a geometric pattern. And when you look at it like the way he was describing it, you're like, oh, wow, that kind of makes more sense. It does make sense. That's it. I mean, it just looks beautiful. Oh,
Jim, dope art.
I need to know if this...
Okay, here. Then I know what we need to do. I figured it out. I see. How about we start making math and science super fucking hype. So instead of this lame-ass picture here, put it on a pair of titties. I guarantee Joe Rogan and Action Bronson's fucking eyes would pop out of their skull like a Tom and Jerry cartoon going awooga if they saw real math and science, but it was on, like, boobies. Maybe that's all we need. The math gave me a boner, so it must be true. I think we're onto something. I actually think we're onto something. I think that could be the key. That's what we've been missing this whole time.
It's like a very specific thing they did to them.
Yeah, but...
And it revealed the yin-yang?
That's what it looks like.
It's quantum intent.
Action Bronson, what does the yin-yang mean to you? What do you think that it revealed the yin-yang? What do you think those words mean? You see about the lady in Montana with the husky. Talking about the lady that killed and skinned a husky because she thought it was a wolf and bragged about it on Facebook. That stupid asshole? Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, this dumb inbred moron shot and killed a husky and then skinned it and started posting pictures of it on Facebook talking about how she's like saving the world one coyote or one wolf kill at a time or whatever. I really think there is like a level of stupidity where you are a danger, and she's definitely crossed that line. Like I really think that's like a legitimate concern. Like those cops that parked their car on the train tracks with a suspect inside and then got hit by a train. Like there is a level of stupid where if someone, you know, makes it past that event horizon, they are a danger. It didn't even remotely look like a wolf. I know. That's what I'm saying. Like she is so fucking dumb that she should not be allowed back into general population. She'll shoot a person and say it was Bigfoot. Yeah, maybe. That'll be your next hunting endeavor. Alright, I know you guys were mad about the wolf, but look at this chupacabra I just killed. And it's just like a hairy guy. Someone posted on I am very badass of her boyfriend talking shit to all the people angry she killed a husky. That I didn't see. I'm gonna look that up right now. Yeah, because her boyfriend took the pictures, right? Let's see. Any of you motherfuckers talk all the shit you cuz... What? Man, what in the inbred? Immediately? Any of you motherfuckers talk all the shit you cuz not one of you motherfuckers are tough enough to act on any of your bullshit said. If so, come on to my place and I'll beat your fucking ass myself. Yeah, my girlfriend was out hunting and shot a fucking dog that was dumped out in the woods. No charges have been filed or will be filed because no laws were broke. It was a deer chasing feral ass dog on the wrong place at the wrong time. If you want to be a bunch of crybaby ass fucking sheep, keep going because we really don't give two fucks about what's going on or what's being said. Mistakes happen, big fucking deal. You crybaby motherfuckers, and for any other hunters who want to talk shit saying it looks bad, we'll fucking shit. Hey, watch out, this guy's gonna shit. Oh no, oh no! Oh no, they're gonna shit. Well, fucking shit it does, you stupid motherfuckers, but mistakes happen, so like I said, any of you fucks want to act on these threats and bullshit, come up, cause I got one for you. Said with a guy with a profile pic that's not even of him. Very confident. I'm imagining 3 missing teeth. Probably camo shorts, overalls, IPA in hand. This could become a new copy pasta. And it's a little too incomprehensible to be a copy pasta. Like the Navy SEALs one, like that one's perfect. Like you get everything you need and it's like, it's readable. This is confusing. It also, the Navy SEAL one also applies to so many situations. This one's very niche. Very, very niche. How can you even defend that? Just own up to it. You killed a fucking dog. You can't. This guy's just so inbred that his brain is rotted so much that he still tries. No, this is Montana. The lady who shot and skinned the huskies from Montana, and this is her boyfriend. This guy probably wears those shirts with the skeletons holding guns with the American flag on it. I love those targeted marketing shirts. I didn't listen to Tim McGraw for 20 years for you to look at my daughter. You want to date my daughter? You better get a coffin ready, bub. I got 6 in the chamber, a brewski in the back, and a bad attitude. This guy uses a tack shaver 100%. Yeah. This guy is absolutely tack shaving. God, her smiling over it is just so infuriating. Yeah, you're right. No missing teeth. Damn. But here's the tough guy with that nice bit of a badassery on Facebook. You don't want to say it to his face, partner. So I also don't see a follow-up of them being, like, even investigated, like, with charges. Oop, I shouldn't scroll up. That's where she skinned the husky. I just read something so ridiculous that I've been sitting here for the last, like, 10 or 15 minutes just stewing in my own filthy anger, almost in, like, this meditative state, just trying to process the absurdity of it. And this is a situation I'm not even involved in, and yet still it has managed to steam my vegetables, just because of how outrageous it is. This whole thing is so crazy, I just couldn't help myself but share it with all of you, so I hope you don't mind if I hit the dance floor real quick and bust it wide open for you here. So 2 months ago, some of you may have seen that Afro Man posted this music video, "Will You Help Me Repair My Door?" This went viral on TikTok, Twitter, and YouTube as well. And basically it's Afro Man making a song out of a raid that was conducted on his property based on narcotics and kidnapping claims. And it turns out it was completely bogus. They got nothing out of it, and they kind of ransacked this whole place, and he had cameras set up around his property that recorded all of it, so he made a music video kind of teasing them about it. He made a catchy little jingle about the whole thing, and the title is about, you know, them breaking his door and breaking his gate and just going over the damage that they caused there while looking really silly. And now he is being sued for it. He is being sued because the officers were offended, their feelings got hurt, and they're claiming emotional distress. He clowned on them, and it hurt their goddamn feelings so much that now they're coming after him legally. It wasn't enough to just destroy his property and pillage his home like they were Vikings, and also traumatize his kids apparently, which is something he mentions in his song. Now they want to slap him even more by issuing this lawsuit to him, which I think is just an absolute load of baloney. What a pile of dirty barnacles. 4 deputies, 2 sergeants, and a detective with the Adams County Sheriff's Office brought the suit earlier this month, claiming an invasion of privacy. Let me just stop you right there, Chief. An invasion of privacy, huh? You are on his private property. He has every right to record you. I'm not a lawyer, but would you also make this claim if you made yourself look fucking silly at a Starbucks who has security camera footage of you in their store? Like, let's say you spilt coffee or you were pouring coffee down your lieutenant's butthole, giving him an enema in public, and they're like, oh, this is kind of embarrassing. We're going to sue you for an invasion of privacy because you filmed us. Would the argument work there in that place of business? I imagine private residents also still have the right to record you when you are on their property. They don't need your consent. You entered their domain. You stepped into their neck of the woods. I feel like they have the right to record you. But again, I'm not a lawyer. I'm just a stupid paint-huffing idiot when it comes to the law. But I still just find the claim comical. An invasion of privacy. I guess them going through all of his shit, throwing his suits all over the place, breaking down his doors and all of that in his own home. I guess that's not an invasion of privacy. That's just a general wrongful invasion, considering this whole thing was completely bogus. It was a completely botched little raid here. They're claiming that Afro Man used their faces from the raid and used it in music videos and social media posts without their consent. Again, I don't think he needed that, considering they're on his private property in the first place, but regardless, they go on saying it's caused them emotional distress, embarrassment, ridicule, loss of reputation, and humiliation. So these officers were born with glass bones and paper skin, huh? They can't take a few jokes on the internet. I imagine they're lying about this. I can't imagine they actually suffered any real emotional distress or anything. I don't think people were on the streets shooting spitballs at them as they walked by, pointing and laughing. Though they should, because they're fucking clowns for what they did here. I can't show the music video, but I highly recommend watching it. They look so fucking stupid in this thing. And it's all dog shit. Like, none of it was real to begin with here. It was just a completely failed raid from top to bottom. And they even had the audacity to disconnect his cameras when they noticed that the security cameras were on. It's just foul. Completely foul. I do hope they feel silly. But apparently, the silliness doesn't stop there. Maybe it's a humiliation fetish, because now they're suing him and making themselves look even stupider, which is crazy. I'll go ahead and boil all this down for you. The plaintiffs are seeking all of Afroman's profits from the use of their personas. That includes the proceeds from songs, music videos, and live event tickets, as well as any of the money that he made using their likeness and his brand and other merchandise. And they're also looking for an injunction to take down the videos. Afroman made like an entire album's worth of songs around this raid on his property, and they all fucking bang. It is so amazing. Afroman absolutely crushed it with this whole thing. It literally turned into like a money-making merchandise music video, like empire, all off of this failed raid from them. And now they're coming to put their hand in his cookie jar and take all of that money away that he made from this whole situation. Afroman is attempting to countersue them for the undeniable damage this had on my client's family, career, and property. Law enforcement officers were acting on a warrant that stated probable cause existed that drugs and drug paraphernalia would be found on his property and that trafficking and kidnapping had taken place there. But it turns out that boogeyman was completely wrong. All of those suspicions turned out to be unfounded, and the raid failed to turn up any real criminal evidence, so charges were never filed. And in Afroman's music video, through the cameras, he was able to notice that some of the deputies may have seized some of his money. He was talking about some missing money that took place during all of this, and whoa, can you believe it? After a subsequent review by the State Bureau of Criminal Investigations, they determined that the deputies had miscounted the amount seized during the raid itself. What a silly little error that was. What a goofy little freak accident that was, that some of the money was just a little miscounted, and some of it went missing, I guess? Oh, that's odd. So that's really this whole situation. They're suing because they looked fucking stupid here, and a lot of people were making fun of them for this whole situation. Afroman put them on blast and made an entire album's worth of content around it, and now they're out for revenge. So I can't show you the music video, but I highly encourage you watch it. I would like to show you a couple frames from it and just kind of talk about it because it is so fucking wild. I'll go ahead and crop their faces out so they can't feel offended or humiliated here. But, so this is one of the early shots. The officers were going around checking every nook and cranny of his property, I guess for kidnapping victims or like pounds upon pounds of weed. And for some reason, Officer Action over here, fucking Danger Commander, comes over and like looks behind the couch here as if he was gonna find like some kind of like goblin or something back there that he was gonna light up. Like, I understand they thought that there was some kidnapping element to this whole thing, but I mean, even in this situation, if there was a kid back there and you climb over the back of the couch, you're immediately pointing a gun in their face. I can't imagine that's the best way of looking for kidnapping victims. Like, the way they go through his whole property is very cartoonish. Here's a little shot of some of the team out here for the class field trip. One of them is dressed like he's ready for actual combat, as if he was gonna get in here like a G.I. Joe episode and fucking hunt down Cobra Commander in this property. So the first thing they did when they arrived is they busted through this gate here and broke it. So Afroman's already down one gate just from them showing up. And then they go to his door, and this is where you get the title of the song. They blast this shit in. This shit just gets rocketed off the frame here. So, you know, he's asking, you know, can you repair my door and my gate? Like, that's the whole point of the song. Like, can you repair this shit? And then also pointing out all of the other goofy things that happened. And here's where Afroman started to get a little suspicious about them potentially taking money from him, so he starts talking about it in this scene right here. This was already after going through and throwing around half of his belongings and like going through each and every suit pocket they could find. And here's the final shot. This is where the fun comes to an end. They disconnect his cameras, so they open up this panel in the wall and they disconnect all the shit, so he could no longer record the rest of what was going on the property. I just really had to talk about it because it got me fuming. To turn around and sue someone for hurt feelings after you were just in the wrong to begin with is just such a level of delusion that I can't help but be upset about. Afroman did nothing wrong. He recorded you guys and then took a bad situation that you have created. The claims you were there investigating, nothing was ever found, so it all seems like bullshit. And he took that and he made comedy out of it. He made content out of it to try and turn something shitty into something less shitty, and now he's being punished for it, or at least attempting to, from these extremely sensitive, I guess, officers that are super offended that people have been making fun of them for this. Like, it's pretty disgusting. So yeah, I just wanted to at least put this out there because it was something that I felt very strongly about. That's really about it. So yeah. Pandemics are a real bummer. There's nothing good that comes from a pandemic. It's all bad stuff from top to bottom. but we'd be lying to ourselves if we didn't acknowledge that Zoom might be one of the best things to ever happen to court. I have a guilty pleasure of tuning into disastrous Zoom court hearings, and they happen all the time. Every single day there's a new atrocious Zoom court moment. And yesterday we were blessed with an absolute banger, a scrumptious little masterpiece. A gentleman was scheduled to appear in court over Zoom about a suspended driver's license. And he does his due diligence as any good citizen would. He joins the Zoom meeting. However, he joined while driving with a suspended license, which the whole hearing was about, leaving the entire court stunned. Absolutely, it was as if for a moment every member of that courthouse stared into the eyes of a basilisk and was turned to stone, just instantly petrified in sheer bewilderment that he had called in while driving in a case about a suspended license that he has, driving without a valid license. And what's even more interesting is this isn't the only time it's happened. This one just happened to be the newest and more entertaining one that I've seen. I was wondering why so many people all of a sudden just asked me about, like, the guy with a suspended license joining a Zoom call while driving. Apparently this just happened again. I remember something like this happened years ago. This must be kind of common.
Court calls case People versus Corey Harris.
Conrad Siller on behalf of Pittsfield Township.
Assistant Public Defender Natalie Tate for Mr. Harris, who should be present via Zoom.
Mr. Harris, are you driving?
Actually, I'm pulling into my doctor's office, actually. So just give me 1 second. I'm parking right now.
It's an auto-driving vehicle, Your Honor. I'm here babysitting it.
You stationary?
I'm pulling in right now at this second.
Milkshake.
Yes, I am.
All right.
Brother, we can still see the environment. You were parked for like a second there, and he's still like, yeah, almost parked, parking, almost parked, as he's trying to like think of reasons for like how he's gonna get out of this. Almost parked, almost there. There's a membership spark.
I'm pulling in right now at this second. Yes, I am.
All right. What are we doing?
Your Honor, we are respectfully requesting an adjournment in this matter, up possibly 2 to 4 weeks if the court would allow.
Oh my god, that was the most aggressive frown I've ever seen. He is mean mugging so hard. Cedric Simpson is fucking... He's got like a cartoonish frown. That's like an emoji frown. Thanks, Zuri Sub Queen.
Okay. So maybe I don't understand something. This is a driving while license suspended?
That is correct, Your Honor.
And he was just driving.
Ooh.
And
Your Honor, we don't have... Allegedly driving. We don't have all of the evidence. We can only see from his chest up. Anything... This could be green screen. It could be deepfaked.
And he didn't have a license.
That is what the charge is, Your Honor, yes.
No, I'm looking at his record. He doesn't have a license. He's suspended and he's just driving.
That is correct, Your Honor.
Well, he's listening. Say it to him. He raised his hand. Can you ask him a question, Your Honor? Is this real? Is this fucking real? Wait, Tampa Bay. That's my neck of the woods. Hey, hold on, I gotta learn a little bit more about this. Perhaps he's been framed. Everyone here is stun-locked. It's just complete fucking silence that has fallen on the courtroom. This guy is doing his best to keep it together. Her as well.
Hello?
Hey. How's it going, Corey?
1 minute, Mr. Harris.
What do you mean 1 minute? Let him defend himself. There's a lot of slander being thrown around in there.
I don't even know why he would do that. So, defendant's bond is revoked in this matter. Defendant is to turn himself into the Washington County Jail by 6 p.m. today.
Can you get his side of the story, please, Your Honor?
Result in a bench warrant with no bond. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Harris, I'll be giving you a call.
Okay.
Court calls case, People versus Maya Isom.
I feel like we may have brushed over this case a little too quickly, Your Honor.
Assistant Public Defender Natalie Pate for Ms. Isom.
There was more to this story. It was like a transformer, more than meets the eye. Time to drive back home. Yeah, true. So what was the verdict? We don't know yet. It's still in deliberation. Your Honor, he's not driving. The car is just rolling in neutral with him in it. He's been kidnapped, which is why he was so silent. He was speaking in code. Clearly, he was just trying to prove that his license should be reinstated. Honestly, he could have made that point. Like, as you can see, Your Honor, I'm doing just fine here. I would appreciate if you'd reinstate my license now. Do you remember the court Zoom call when someone joined in with a cat filter? There's been a lot of... I am super happy that so many of these court things have gone to Zoom because it always ends up just going online. And some of them are just amazing. Like the guy that joined, I think it was I don't remember what it was, like what he was joining for, but it was something that he needed to appear in court for, so he did it over Zoom, and he joined with the name Buttfucker9000. And the judge was like, "What is your name, sir? That is not your name." And he's like, "Oh God, I don't know how that got there. Yeah, I'm not, oh God."
Then we'll bring this fool in.
Oh, Buttfucker3000, sorry. 9000 was like mini versions in the future.
Good morning, sir. What's your name?
Me?
Yeah, you. Yes.
Nathaniel Saxon, sir.
Your name's not Buttfucker3000, you yo-ho. Logging into my court with that as your screen name.
Why
I'll
would
discuss that in a little bit.
Big miscalculation from Jason
what kind
Statham.
of idiot logs into court like that?
100% that guy was just logging into the Zoom thing and thought he just needed like a temporary name. Because there are some things where you just type in like a name and it never shows up, it just uses your real name or whatever. It's just like, alright, whatever, Buttfucker3000. And it just runs with it. It's so good. Also, Joseph, please change the angle. When I first watched this video, I thought for sure he had his cock out. I was like really thinking I was looking at this man stroking his meat. That is a terrible angle, Joseph. Get control of your court, Jeffrey. He probably had that name before joining. Oh, that's true. Doesn't Zoom log your names? Yeah, maybe he did have that name with like his friends or something. That's a good point. I forgot about that. Look at the one for the cat filter. Alright, we'll do the cat filter next.
Mr. Ponton, I believe you have a filter turned on in the video settings. You might want to
we're trying to. Can you hear me, Judge?
I can hear you. I think it's a filter.
It is, and I don't know how to remove it. I've got my assistant here. She's trying to, but.
Why? It's fine. This is helping your case.
I'm prepared to go forward with it. I'm here live. I'm not a cat.
Thank you for clarifying.
I can see that.
Jeffrey Toobin getting caught jerking off. Yeah, I made a whole video on that one. That one was great. Lubin the Toobin. Lost his whole job over that, too. And then they had him... That one's so good. Because they brought Jeffrey Toobin back on down the line. They're like, "So what did you get fired for?" And he's like, "Well, you know what I got fired for. I was masturbating in a Zoom meeting. I thought I was alone." They had him like recount it as if it was a war story and apologize live on air. That one was great. It's crazy to me that there's people out there that think that I'm not familiar with 3i Atlas. You think there's an alien spaceship heading to Earth that I wouldn't know about that would somehow fly under my radar? Come on, be real. Those aliens probably had to contact my dad just to ask his permission to visit us. Of course I'm familiar with the theory that 3i Atlas is an alien spaceship. If you don't know what I'm talking about, 3i Atlas is a comet that is passing by Mars very soon that doesn't really display the typical things you see in a comet. And a scientist, actually a couple different scientists from what I saw, speculated that because it is so anomalous, we have to be open to the possibility that this could be alien tech, and in the event that it is extraterrestrial, we are not prepared. Now personally, I feel like he should speak only for himself. He's not prepared. Don't rope me in there with you, dork. I've got all kinds of plans and strategies out the wazoo, in case they're three-titted goth alien babes, or in case they're aggressive, hostile species. I've got all kinds of tactics. For example, one's called pants down, ass up, just in case, letting them know I fully submit. Because if these are actually fucking aliens, there is nothing we on this planet can do besides just beg for mercy. Their technology would be so far above our comprehension, we stand no chance. But don't panic. I'm here to tell you, it's just a bunch of hooey. This is such fucking horseradish, man. It's not an alien spaceship. And a lot of other scientists are debunking that narrative because, of course, media is running wild with that about how this is potentially aliens and we have nothing to do, we're vulnerable, we've got to do something, that kind of thing. So it's got people starting to actually believe that it could be. It's not. It's just not. Sorry for blasting you with the cold water of the truth here with the naysaying, farting on all your fun, but it's the truth. There's not a single shred of evidence to suggest this could be an alien spaceship. That whole theory is based off of a single thing. Comet's weird. So we got goofball comet coming by, and they're like, well, I guess it could be alien tech. It is definitely peculiar. This thing is quirky. Maybe it's alien tech. That's it. And this has become so rampant now that this idea that it could be alien spaceships, that you've got the crazies latching onto it here. So they have fully fucking attached to this butthole like a hemorrhoid, and now I'm seeing a ton of shit about like remote viewers who are talking about how this is 100% confirmed alien occupants on 3i Atlas.
CERN, they've used their collider to open up a portal to communicate with extraterrestrial beings.
Well,
and one of them are the occupants from 3i Atlas.
To be clear, CERN already has a room and a technology to open a portal to talk to extraterrestrials.
Yes.
But recently, they also used it to communicate with the beings on 3i Atlas.
That's correct.
Okay, go on.
Well, I'm convinced it used every buzzword you could find. Throw CERN in there and immediately got people hooked. Now it's legitimate. So, remote viewing, for those that don't know, it's ESP, basically. Or if you're familiar with MKUltra, it's something they tried with MKUltra. In a nutshell, you basically have people claim that they have these powers, so they'll close their eyes and imagine things and then say it to you and you go, whoa. With the MKUltra project in particular, they tried to make it a little more scientific, spruce it up a bit, but not by much. That's also where you're seeing like the declassified CIA shit about how they had these, you know, mutants go in there and remote view to Mars, and they found giants building doohickeys and doodads on Mars, and then one of them tapped our remote viewer on the shoulder and blasted him to the Shadow Realm back to Earth 5,000 years in the past or some shit. It's all just bogus. It is the silliest shit that people actually put real stock into. Remote viewing is not a real thing. There is never, in anything I've ever researched on it, a single piece that even makes me even loosely convinced that there could be something to it. It's just fanfic.
So those beings introduce themselves as such, like we are the occupants of this object, and they did not show up physically. They show up as holograms. Now, they apparently showed up as holograms. They look tall, that's what she said, and they communicated telepathically with every single scientist in the room.
Yeah, but why? When you start asking the why question, this whole fucking narrative falls apart. Why would these aliens even bother responding to a bunch of goobers here astral projecting themselves onto their spacecraft? Why? And how would you even be able to get information from them? They don't speak English unless they're out there with fucking Duolingo studying up on their trip over. Like, they're not going to speak any of our languages here on Earth. So even if it's not English, they're not going to know any of the languages here on Earth and be able to communicate it back to you. And I've seen a little bit of cope about how they, like, transmit feelings. Okay, how, though? You don't know their feelings. They wouldn't know our feelings. There's no way you'd be able to somehow make a bridge and figure out what feelings are being transmitted. It's just so fucking stupid, man. But so many people believe this. Like, I've seen this video kind of popping off right now. And it's just some guy saying, like, yeah, so all of us, we were remote viewing, you know, CERN, of course, with their portals that they're able to open. We were talking to the occupants of 3i Atlas, and they introduced themselves as the occupants of 3i Atlas, by the way. They call themselves Atlassians, naturally, no doubt. And, well, we had such an insightful conversation. We even played a game of chess. One of them even gave me an OTPHJ, and I really appreciated the work that he did on my wiener.
Wow. And they all got the same message, which is that they are coming in peace, and they're just trying to come over here to gather all the star seeds of his planet.
So when you remote view, did you pick up on that intention as well?
Yes and no. I believe that the Draco reptilians, you know, will be coming to Earth, but as to know what the exact intent, that I couldn't really say.
They're coming to sap the juice out of our 5G towers. We're flying too close to the sun, so now... he calls them the Draco reptilians. Now they're coming to take all of our G's. No! But apparently other remote viewers are saying that they're coming in peace to take all the star seeds. If you're on TikTok, you're familiar with that nomenclature. Star seeds are people that believe that they are aliens inhabiting a human vessel at the moment. There's a little more nuance to it than that, of course. There's different degrees of star seeds. There's even, like, you know, a totem pole, like an upper echelon of star seeds that inhabit this planet and the bodies on it. It's a whole lot. That's a big old can of worms. Anyway, though, this sounds a lot like Rapture for the star seeds. So we've got, you know, the galactic hall monitors or whatever coming in here saying, we're just here for your star seeds and then we'll leave. So they're going to rapture star seeds and skedaddle? But why, though? Why even bother making the whole trip out here?
Well, this is an extraordinary development.
It is.
You remote viewed 3i Atlas. Did you do that on your own, or were you tasked with this assignment?
No, I was tasked by the same intelligence people I'm working with to look at the object, because they also had concerns. But what I saw as a remote viewer was a mothership with occupants on board, and they were mostly Draco reptilian occupants.
Okay.
We pulled the mask off the Scooby-Doo villain. These aliens are actually Draco reptilians. I've been saying it all along. I knew from the get-go, you cannot trust the Draco reptilians. They're always up to something fishy. They're always scheming, those Draco reptilians. I also love how the guy he's talking to just takes all of it at face value. He's like, wow, this is an incredible development. I knew it. This is incredible stuff. Wow, Draco reptilians, that's amazing. Extraordinary. So you saw them? Wow. Yeah, no, I'll just take you at your word. I believe you. It's just so crazy, man. He's just spouting gobbledygook, and people just accept it. For some reason, there are people that actually put stock into this whole remote viewing nonsense.
That's what, you know, I saw as a remote viewer.
And that was corroborated by other remote viewers seeing the same thing.
That's correct. Yes.
The ship and Draco.
That's correct. One of them is John Vivenko, who is also a known remote viewer, and he announced it publicly as well. And other people from the Stargate program as well. So they basically all came up with the same idea.
Well, can't argue with that. That's pretty irrefutable. Other remote viewers confirming what the others are saying. We now have a group of people all saying the same thing. They closed their eyes and saw Draco reptilians. We need to take this more seriously. I think I've been clowning on it a bit too much, but that right there at the end, that sealed the deal. It's Draco reptilians and 3i Atlas heading our way, and we've got to get ready. Now, I'm not overly familiar with Draco reptilians, but I'm gonna go take a nap and remote view, see if I can learn anything in my dreams about them. If I find any of their weaknesses, I'll be sure to share it with all of you, but just start preparing the best you can for the arrival of the Draco reptilians. The remote viewers are trying to warn us. They've already touched base with them on 3i Atlas all the way out there in the cosmos. So, yeah, anyway. Pretty cool shit. That's about it. See ya. Every single one of us has turned to Google in our time of need when it comes to asking questions, whether it's medical related like, you know, I jammed my finger playing basketball, what now? You'll get a million results telling you that what actually happened is you've contracted the bubonic plague. Or you ask for simple tutorials, how to replace your air filters, and you'll get WikiHow guides that just have you taking apart your air conditioning unit. Or Quora, God forbid, giving you the absolute worst advice this world has ever seen. Point is, every question we have gets asked to Google, and sometimes you get terrible responses that are outright wrong. And I think this is most prevalent when it comes to phone and technology-related inquiries. I'm sure all of us are guilty of trying the wet phone in rice thing. That was so popular, and as far as I know, actually did work in some cases where if you like drop your phone in the toilet or in the sink or something, you immediately take it out and put it in a thing of rice, and then like in an hour or a day or whatever, it's better and fixed. Well, it doesn't work for every possible water-related damage to a phone, and that was a lesson that this guy learned the hard way and was not ready to accept, so he made a massive fucking scene about his phone being repaired.
Someone just told me this morning, I'm talking about a water-damaged phone.
Okay.
Someone told me this morning that they put a whole video camera in a bag of white rice and it solved the problem.
Okay.
Why would it not solve this?
This guy looks so familiar and I can't figure out why. I don't know if it's this leather biker jacket he's got on that makes him look like one of the greasers from The Outsiders or what. Maybe he just resembles a famous actor, like a young Bryan Cranston is what I keep coming back to, but I can't quite put my finger on it. But anyway, he's upset because his phone got repaired, but he's thinking he got scammed because someone said he could have just put it in white rice and fixed the whole thing as if it's some kind of panacea. Like white rice is this miracle potion that'll fix any phone damage.
Because white rice does not repair an electrical connection that's damaged.
How do you know what was wrong in there?
I went through
You didn't need to.
I went through it and looked, and I found the problem.
I asked you if white rice would repair it. You said no.
So you're saying the difference between brown rice, which you tried...
I didn't try brown rice.
That's...
I really wish we had the beginning of this, because it seems like they got into an argument of white rice versus brown rice and what's better at repairing damaged phones. Like, I feel like we've just gone back to the Middle Ages, as if I took a phone back to, you know, the Shire, and I have to consult the local hobbit shaman when my iPhone's damaged, like, hey, how do I fix this? I dropped it in the pond over there washing my clothes, and he's like, oh, well, Charles, have you tried white rice? Like, I understand the white rice strategy, life hack has worked maybe once or twice, or even more, I couldn't tell how effective it is, but it's not going to fix everything. If his phone was left in the water for a while and all the electrical circuits were kind of fried, white rice isn't going to somehow magically repair that. It's going to dry it out, great, but it's not going to all of a sudden, like, reassemble those connections. I'm not an expert here, but I would trust the person who is. And this is such a nonsensical argument on brown rice or white rice. Neither one of them is going to solve that problem, which this guy just does not seem to understand.
It's on camera. That's what you said yesterday.
I said brown rice, but I did not say. I said I said rice. I did not say white rice. White rice will repair that.
You have said 3 different things since you've stood here.
And you lied to me.
No.
You lied to me.
Not once.
Let's just wait till the cops get here.
Okay.
Okay.
God, I hate that stupid smirk he keeps doing here. Just so smug. Gives him the most punchable face on the planet. Just a face that's begging for a knuckle sandwich. His attitude too, oh, it's so repulsive. What a piece of shit. You can tell he's having a great time arguing. He's getting off on it. You can actually just feel him busting nuts in his tight little trousers there at how much fun he's having, making this worker's day a little worse, just arguing over nothing. His phone is repaired now, but he's upset because he could have done it with white rice, he says. Well then, break your phone again and prove your point. I want you to now go into that employee bathroom, drop it in the toilet, leave it there for a couple minutes, take it out, put it in white rice, and see if it fixes it. And when it doesn't, I'm charging you triple. I'd also love to know his thought process on getting the cops involved. What are they going to do? Sir, what seems to be the problem? This scam artist, this snake oil salesman fixed my phone when I could have just put it in rice. Throw him in the slammer, please.
I could take it apart and show you exactly.
I don't care what was wrong because all it did was slide in water, sir. You told me flat out white rice will not repair that. Flat out.
Exactly.
Exactly.
It won't.
Okay. That's not what I'm hearing.
I don't know what this fucking guy thinks white rice is capable of. Does he think they're like little nanobots that go in there and repair electrical devices? Like, I don't get it. I don't know why he thinks white rice is just this all-powerful entity that can fix all phones. I know for a fact he's not talking to people in person about this conundrum. He absolutely consulted his reptilian Facebook group and all of them were talking about white rice and chemtrails. So now he charged this place just to be an asshole here. Like, it's so upsetting to see. He fixed your phone already, man. Leave him alone. If you want to go use white rice and brown rice, or, Jesus Christ, even wild rice if we're talking, you know, magic, then go ahead and do that next time. This guy's such a confusing, stupid asshole as well. He said that the employee lied to him, telling him that rice wouldn't work, which it wouldn't, I imagine. But if you went to this store to get your phone repaired, why would you even ask about rice without trying it yourself? Why would you drive all the way there and then ask them about rice, when apparently all your friends know better than the expert? Why not just try the rice first and see if it worked? And when that didn't work, go to this guy. Why do this first and then come back complaining about, you know, rice was an option?
Well, what you hear and what I actually did are two different things.
I don't care what you did.
Yeah, you.
No, I don't.
Okay, so what kind of world do you live in where what is actually repaired and what you're told are two different things, and you don't care to know the truth?
I do care to know the truth.
Okay.
You can't handle the truth, you fucking wax statue. This man has told you 1,000,000 times rice wouldn't work, and you don't know if rice 100% would have. I'm very confident that rice probably wouldn't have, and I don't even know the situation here. So, like, I don't know why he's even having this argument. It's so fucking worthless. He's just here to make a scene because he's got nothing else going on in his life, and he's just one of those people that thrive on controversy, so he's here, and he's just enjoying the misery of this whole situation.
I've been told by many people that white rice will do it.
Okay.
I come in here to your business, you tell me it won't.
I can tell you the world is flat.
A lot of people will tell me it won't. It isn't.
Exactly.
Now the NPC's glitching out here. He can't wrap his head around what just happened. He made himself look like an even bigger fool. He's such a stupid douchebag. This again just highlights my point that there is no winning when it comes to customer service. This guy did his job well, did exactly what the customer asked him to do, fix my phone. He did it, and there was still a problem. The man came back the next goddamn day to make a big hoopla about it. It's so frustrating to watch. Again, my heart goes out to anyone working in a field that involves dealing with customers. Like, it's miserable, and I'm wishing you the absolute best. I also hope that the second this video ended, this guy left the store and it was a torrential downpour. Just an absolute monsoon. A biblical storm blew through and once again waterlogged his phone, immediately breaking it. And then he went home, tried rice, and the whole goddamn thing just blew up. And now he's gonna have to get a new phone. That's if there's any justice in the world, that's how that played out in my fanfic. Anyway, that's really about it. So yeah. It really takes a lot to surprise me with stupidity in this day and age, because we have easy, unlimited access to the loony bin called Twitter 24 hours a day. It's like a zoo, like a little SCP containment facility for all of the dumbest and weirdest creatures that evolution and inbreeding has ever produced. And yet today, I watched a video that left me stunned by an evil imbecile. I'm sure a lot of you have already seen this because it went viral earlier this week, so I'm definitely tardy to the party, but I'm just seeing it now. It's a drunk driver from Illinois. She killed 2 people and couldn't stop giggling about it and couldn't register that she wasn't going to be able to go to school the following day or get her car back. So there's body cam footage that has now just come out, even though this incident took place last year. She received 14 years for this, which I think is just not enough. I've been very vocal about my disdain for drunk drivers. I hate drunk drivers more than Garfield hates Mondays. It is a purely unforgivable act. It is selfish, dangerous, and there's no excuse for it ever. Especially in today's society where there's Uber, Lyft, a taxi, calling a friend, you can easily find transportation to get home that doesn't involve putting everyone's life at risk on the road. And this lady killed 2 people while drunk driving. Just normal, innocent people that did nothing wrong, and not only did she kill them, she couldn't stop laughing about it, just having a giggle fit like she was in a tickle fight. The body cam footage released and it is disgusting.
I told you it's hard. I'd rather do the walking.
Okay, go up. Keep your head straight, just look up with your eyes.
She's reacting to a fatal accident like a child reacts to a clown at a birthday party, and she was informed that 2 people involved here died, and she truly just couldn't give less of a fuck about any of that.
Oh, hey, you never answered me about my car, and I have school tomorrow, so how do I get my car for tomorrow?
Well, your car is totaled.
It's what?
Your car is totaled. Totaled, wrecked.
So they conducted field sobriety tests, all of which she failed because obviously she is completely hammered. They then get to this point in the video where the officer and her are in the room, and she doesn't like the silence, so she says that she's going to start singing. So she starts flexing the golden pipes with some of the worst fucking singing you'll ever hear. It's not really singing, it's more like some kind of Gregorian chant if it was being farted out of a walkie-talkie, and she starts dancing like she's in some kind of trance. But regardless, she starts boogieing down and singing. She's treating this whole situation like she's at fucking Mardi Gras. Like it's like she's celebrating that she had just killed 2 people as if it was some kind of fucking sacrifice, and she's happy about the whole situation. It's not even that she's not registering it, she actively doesn't care, which is completely different. Yes, she is beyond drunk, clearly, but she is aware of what has happened. He has told her multiple times, she understands why she's there, and just actually doesn't give a fuck.
Okay, so how do I get it to your school?
You don't.
So, I don't go to school tomorrow, is what you're telling me?
You brain-dead fucking worm. Obviously you're not going to school tomorrow. You just killed 2 people in a drunk driving accident. This isn't GTA where you can just reset and undo what happened here. You took 2 people's lives away because you're a fucking ridiculously stupid idiot. Like, holy shit. And the only thing that she can even process is that this might be an inconvenience to her because she has school tomorrow and she doesn't want to miss class.
No, man. You want me to be honest with you? You're going to jail, you don't have a bond, you killed 2 people tonight. I don't think you understand that. You do not have a bond, you are not getting out of jail. Your car is property of East Peoria Police Department because it's a crime scene. It killed 2 people tonight. You are clueless with that, clearly. I've already explained this to you. You're going to jail for reckless homicide tonight. You're going to jail for aggravated DUI for killing 2 people. That's what's going on. So no, you're not going to school tomorrow. You're not getting your car out of impound.
Can I have a Tuesday for my night class?
How this officer didn't just stand up and flip a chair over out of frustration is beyond me. Just watching this had me want to flip a table like I had just lost a game of chess and got upset about it. He just laid down all of the brass tacks here, explained the situation for the fucking 50th time already, and once again, she still only cares about her standing, about being able to go to class. So then she says, well, what about Tuesday? You know, like, as if she thought she'd only spend like 24 hours in jail or something after killing 2 people. Like, okay, you know, I'll do the time for the crime. Oh, okay, I get it. Punishment is necessary. So 24 hours, right? Tuesday I can get my car? We can just go ahead and magically put my car back together even after it's been totaled after my drunk driving accident that took away 2 people's lives? Do we have a Magneto on board who can fix my car up so that I can get to class on Tuesday?
Did you just hear what I just told you?
You said I'm not going tomorrow. I'm talking about Tuesday.
Did you hear when I said that you...
I'm going to jail tomorrow.
You're going to jail when we're done here?
Yes.
Did you understand what I told that you killed 2 people tonight?
Yeah, so I'm just wondering when I can go to school.
Okay, we're done.
Once again, she is hearing him loud and clear. She is acknowledging that she is hearing that she is responsible for the death of 2 people. She just doesn't care. They could have brought the corpses in, and she probably would have let out a hearty belly laugh like Santa Claus. She doesn't fucking care. She didn't know them personally, thus their life is meaningless to her. The only thing that matters is now it might be somewhat of an inconvenience because she thinks she might not be able to go to school tomorrow or even on Tuesday now. So now she's starting to get a little panicked because, oh, she's going to miss her fucking Tuesday night class. Not because she just killed 2 people, it's just she's going to miss her Tuesday night class.
You're all on body camera being completely careless about killing 2 people tonight. You could care less. That's sad and pathetic and horrible all at the same time.
Can you say that as a cop?
Yes, ma'am, I can.
Okay, so can I ask when I can go back to school?
I'm not the officer on the scene here, but I can answer the question for you. 14 years, and you can go back to school. And hopefully, if you do go back to school in 14 years, everyone bullies the shit out of you and never lets you forget this moment, and never lets you forget what you did. I don't think you should be able to go back to school in 14 years. I think that is way too lenient of a punishment for what you've done. I think the sentence should have been much longer here, for sure. But I wasn't the judge on the case, so it's clearly not up to me here. I think she is irredeemably stupid, and I do think stupidity can reach a level where it is dangerous, like in a case like this, where you become a danger to everyone around you because you are such an absolute bumbling fucking moron. Now, she was singing a bit of a different tune here, talking about how remorseful she was, saying she's sorry for everything and she'd never commit anything like that again, hasn't drank since that day and doesn't plan on drinking ever again. However, the judge was implored to just impose the maximum 28-year penalty, which I do completely agree with, but unfortunately, she only received 14 years. I also find it very hard to believe that now she's starting to feel remorseful, only now that she realizes she's not only going to miss school for those couple of days, she's going to miss school for 14 years. I still don't believe she has any level of remorse for the victims here. I truly don't. I understand she was drunk, but I used to get drunk a lot, and if you told me I so much as pushed somebody and hurt them, I would have been inconsolably upset that I was responsible for something like that, even while fucking inebriated. Like, it's not like when you're drunk, all of a sudden you become a callous statue that can't process emotion or process any level of information. Because she acknowledged multiple times that she understood 2 people died from what happened. She just still didn't care. She kept singing and dancing and just talking about school and how it might be an inconvenience to her. So I really do think that even while sober, she just doesn't fucking value anyone's life that she doesn't personally know. I know this is me getting very like armchair psychologist about all of it, but it's just the impression I get from the body cam footage as well as reading the rest of the story. I think she is irredeemably stupid and evil and dangerous. So just wanted to talk about this story a little bit. That's about it. So yeah. Alright everybody, stand back. I've got my whining diaper on, and I'm about to have an accident. I have a huge pet peeve I've talked about a lot on this channel, and that's parents that expect the internet to raise their kids for them, and then getting outraged when the internet doesn't raise them the way they want to, or if their kid finds something that they didn't approve of, even though they were completely absent in the child's life and just leaving them unsupervised to wander the World Wide Web cyberspace by themselves. There are a few things that make me as upset as when these parents all start having this temper tantrum like, why isn't YouTube doing more to protect our children from seeing videos with bad words in it? My kid just watched something where a guy said fuck while playing Roblox. This has gotta stop. And it's like the solution is super simple, just be a fucking parent. Don't just give them an iPad and walk away and consider your job as a parent done. It's always just extremely frustrating, but today I was reading some things that really grew my pet peeve to a broader scale. It started slapping new things together on top of it like a Megazord and Power Rangers coming together. So I think overall my huge issue here is just bad parents. So there's a lot of commotion and hubbub on TikTok, Twitter, and Facebook, the usual suspects, about Guardians of the Galaxy 3 being way too violent, dark, and disturbing for the PG-13 rating, saying they pushed it too far. And it also apparently has the MCU's first fuck, which I didn't know. I mean, I knew it was in the movie. There's a scene where Chris Pratt, with his potty mouth, says some foul language, dropping the F-bomb. But I didn't know that was the first time in MCU history, so they all collectively lost their goddamn minds about it. Just all this steam coming out of their ears and making these super heated and emotional cringe TikToks about the situation, saying that it's evil and this should have been an R-rated film. It really pushed the PG-13 rating way too far. And they started issuing these PSAs and warning like, don't bring children to see Guardians of the Galaxy 3. It's too much for them. It's gonna scar them and traumatize them for life. It's almost like they were doing some kind of like air raid siren, like making sure all the neighborhood knew, like, hey, watch out, there's a dangerous person over there, we gotta avoid him at all costs. Like, they were going hog wild with it. And speaking of going hog wild, I recommend going hog wild with today's sponsor, Opera GX. Big thanks to Opera GX for sponsoring today's video. Opera GX is the best browser in the entire world. I've said that a million times now. I made the switch from Chrome to Opera a few years ago and I've never looked back. It is just far superior. It doesn't, you know, hog all your resources. I have my own mod in Opera GX which changes the wallpaper, and it also comes with its own custom theme and sounds, so when you hover over things like the speed dial, it'll change the sound, which you can toggle on or off if you want to. But it also has opening and closing sounds associated with it. Baby! So yeah, it's just a wild and wacky fun thing. There's a huge selection of mods for Opera GX at the Opera GX store. Plus, you can also get all of my latest uploads in the GX Corner, which is available through the dedicated link. It's also a seamless transition from your current browser to Opera GX with the quick import feature. It'll take all of your settings, your browser history, cookies, all of that, and bring it right over to Opera without any headache, and as well as extensions, because Google Chrome extensions are compatible with Opera GX, and Opera GX has its own extension store as well. So it's all just a very easy thing to switch to, and is absolutely worth making the switch because Opera GX is the far superior browsing experience. If you're interested in getting started with Opera GX for free, click the link in the description below. Now, I understand the MCU's Weenie Hut Jr. mode, and they all carry PG-13 ratings, but that's meant nothing. It's really been completely meaningless, more meaningless than the WinRAR free trial warning. So, I understand kids have been watching the MCU. In fact, most of those movies lean into that demographic, like trying to cater to actual children. The ones that are in the theater clutching their action figure in suspense, watching, you know, Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania. All of these films have been suitable for, like, actual 6-year-olds. I get that. But they do still have a PG-13 rating, meaning that they don't recommend children under the age of 13 see them because it might be inappropriate for them. So you can't exactly be upset and shaking your fist when one does roll around that is actually probably not suitable for kids under 13, like Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Someone made a really great meme summing this up because it's embarrassing even talking about it this way because the movie's not that fucking intense. You're not going to go in there and leave with PTSD. I can't find the tweet, but it's the SpongeBob roller coaster meme here, and it was like Guardians of the Galaxy 3 PG-13 debate summed up. And it's obviously just poking fun at the people that are freaking out about the movie being super intense, even though in reality, it's not. Like, yes, it is darker, and it is like a more edgier MCU movie. Like, it does deal with heavy themes like animal abuse, which is, you know, definitely a first for the MCU. It's the first fuck and the first ASPCA commercial, really. And it also, of course, does have a bit of gore. There's a scene where a guy gets literally vaporized, and then they show, like, his corpse that's still charred, and, like, pieces of him are falling off. And the dude's face does get mauled, like, his whole face gets peeled off in an animal attack. So they do show that, like, his bloody, disfigured face. But, you know, aside from that, it's really, it's not something that I think anyone that's 13 and above is going to be, like, gasping and puking their brains out at. It didn't do anything that, like, pushed the PG-13 boundary. It played by all of the rules in there, it used its one fuck, and it used it pretty well, and it only had a couple of scenes where it's like, ah, that's kind of dark. It wasn't anything that was, like, crazy over the top. All of this is just such worthless controversy over nothing, just more things to get mad about for no fucking reason other than you're a bad parent who didn't take any level of responsibility here. It's the same energy as when a parent gets mad that they bought their kid an M-rated game and it's a little too bloody or it has some heavier themes that their child wasn't ready for. Your fault for buying them the M-rated game. Pay attention to the ratings because they are there for a reason. It's just super weird with modern parenting, and this is getting off on a bit of a tangent. I apologize for that, but it's related. You know, this isn't just coming out of fucking nowhere here. We're not fighting ghosts or anything. It's on topic. The parents will just sit their kids down in front of the iPad, just let them use the internet, and just have them be raised that way, or give them like some general entertainment franchises and have them raise their kid as well, like teach them the morals, and the parents are very hands-off, but then still feel like they have the right to complain when it wasn't done the exact way they wanted to, or if something went awry and the kid, you know, saw a video online that wasn't appropriate for them. It is, again, your fault. You did that. But now, parents don't want to really raise their kids, so they're asking, like, the government to step in and, like, censor shit on the internet that they feel is dangerous to kids for if they see it. And it's like, well, why do you want the government to come do that for you? Just be a parent, make sure the kid doesn't see anything they're not supposed to. You're supposed to be there monitoring your fucking toddler. So why are you asking Big Daddy, Big Brother, I am this guy to come in, micromanage everything in the world in order to cater to your kid and your lack of parenting? Like, just be more present in their life in order to make sure that they're not just scrolling through TikTok mindlessly for 12 hours a day, rotting their fucking brain and ruining their attention span. I don't, like, it just makes me upset that the first thing that happens in a case, and not so much with Guardians of the Galaxy, this is more about like the general internet. The first thing that happens is the parents get upset, like, oh, my kid was looking for tutorials on YouTube and a bad actor popped up, so now I'm suing YouTube and demanding censorship on the platform because what if another child sees this? Well, it's like, why not just be there when your kid's on the internet, so that way when you recognize that there's a video that isn't appropriate, is in the algorithm, you can make sure they don't click on it. That's the whole point of being a parent with a toddler that you are raising. You're supposed to be raising them, not having the internet do it for you. And I just don't like how the first line of defense is always to start complaining to like a higher authority to change something in order to cater to your bad parenting and lack thereof parenting. It's just, it's always so fucking frustrating. And it also happens a lot with video games with like M ratings. Like, why is this game M? It should be adults only. I bought this for my 7-year-old and it's way too bloody. What the fuck is this? This should be only adults. War crimes? Oh my god. Adults only. I beg of you. Please. Do something about the madness. I don't know. I just needed to whine now too. Now I'm crying like one of their toddlers here who just saw a Finger Family video that went off the rails. It's just something that this Guardians of the Galaxy 3 debate has once again sparked a rage inside of me with, because I just wish parents would stop delegating that responsibility. The most important job of a parent is to raise a kid, and I wish they'd stop giving that to complete fucking strangers on the internet, or just the general expectation that everything and everyone in the world has to cater to them and the safety of their child when they don't feel like being there for them. So everything's got to be squeaky clean and sterilized with the bumpers and water wingies on it. So that way it can be completely safe in case a kid happens to see all the content. When really all of the issues get solved if the parent just does a good job parenting, or even attempts to be a parent and present. Like, I just hate that everything has the expectation that it has to be child friendly, when there is things that are just not made for kids. And in this case, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 13 is not made for actual children this time around, which I also think is a first in the MCU. This is definitely one that is more for, like, teenagers and above. So, yeah, I just wanted to talk about this a little bit. That's it. See ya.